Thanks for clicking on State of the City. My name's Todd Prafke. I'm the City Administrator here in St. Peter, and today is Tuesday, August 20th. It's about, I gotta look here, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. In a few minutes, I'm gonna go over to the Chamber picnic in the park next to the Chamber office close to City Hall here and visit with folks. But I wanted to get this video blog in for you. I wanted to talk about a few things, first of which is I want to visit about the workshop from just last night, Monday night. I hope you can see, I know I'm folding this over, but we had a water treatment plant tour, which council members went on, and we had one of our first discussions on general fund budget. And so I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about the budget, but first the tour. Curtis from the water department gave a really nice tour to council members, some of whom hadn't been at the water plant located up there on Broadway. So that Broadway water plant came online about 5 or 6 years ago. Has been working great. It does a lot of work for the city. We were talking about, on average, a day like today or yesterday, people within our community are using probably 1.2 to 1.6 million gallons of water that has to be processed, treated, taken care of, and certainly on the other end of the equation, provided opportunity to be cleaned through the wastewater treatment plant. So it's a really great opportunity. I'll tell you that if you have a big group and you're interested in doing a tour of one of our plants, whether it's water or wastewater, give us a call. We'll be happy to try and work with you to make something like that happen. It is fascinating stuff, and thanks to Curtis and Newt and Pete and the team up there who did a great job on making sure the council members really knew and understood all the things that are going on within that water treatment plant. Let me also talk about budget. Budget is one of those things that everybody hates to love to talk about, and so we spend quite a little bit of time here talking about budgets because it impacts taxes. What do we spend and what are the costs? I will mention that one of the things that we do from a kind of philosophical perspective is as we move forward, we really do an analysis based on the service levels that have been dictated by the council, based on the kind of programs and projects that they want to undertake. Really, our budget is a cost estimate of those things. And so we do our best to make sure that we have accurate, good numbers, a little bit conservative on the revenue, a little bit long on the expenditures to make sure that we aren't cut short, to make sure that you're not cut short in the kind of services. We hate to see things go up and down. A smooth trajectory is really what we're looking for most of the time, and that's what the council's told us they're looking for. I will tell you that from a staff perspective, we're looking and have proposed to the city council that on a $50,000 house that sees a valuation increase of about 5%, we're looking to ask them to help share in the cost of operations of the city to the tune of about an additional $60 a year. So about, you can do the math yourself, about $5 a month, give or take a little bit. Most of those increases come in the form of taking care of people, whether it's pay or benefits or helping people. There's a lot more work that's going to be done in parks. There's a lot more work that's going to be done on streets, and some of the people issues that we have is that we have not full-time but a few more part-time folks, or at least partially paid for by the city. One of the ones I'll mention is the plan continues to be that we'll have an additional school resource officer, so 2 school resource officers next year, and we share in that cost with the school district. They're paying about 60% and we're paying about 40%, but on the size budget that we have, on the relatively small amount of increase in local government aid that we've received, those kind of changes have big impacts. We're also buying a couple of larger pieces of equipment, or plan to. And so those are all things that impact it. I will tell you that our packet is about this thick, and all of that, well, not all of it, there's a few pages that aren't, but most of it is all numbers about what we're doing in tax impact, and pie charts about payroll and cash balances related to our balance policy and all that kind of stuff. But this is important to know that you can go on our website and look up this workshop from Monday, August 19th. You can go on our website and you can see all of this documentation, all of these numbers, all the memo, all the explanation about what's going on. You can see what we spent in previous years, and you can see what we're at least projecting to spend this upcoming year. Now this isn't a done deal. The city council will be talking about this a couple of more times before they take action, but before the end of September, they have to set a preliminary levy. And while after that point we can go down between the end of September and the end of December, we cannot go up. So if you have interest in this, give us a call, let us know. Please look at the information on our website and other places that we posted. I'm also going to be writing in the hot sheet about it and taking some excerpts from the budget memo that we put together, so that people can have an additional understanding about what's going on and what things impact the budget and how we kind of put it together. Let me get to some tidbits. First of all, school starts in a week. If you didn't know, school starts in a week, so be on the lookout. There's going to be lots of kids all over the place, on bikes, in crosswalks, with crossing guards, without crossing guards, with new backpacks, talking with their friends, texting on their phone, all that kind of stuff. So watch out for those kids as they migrate to school. Again, next week school starts here in St. Peter. I also want to mention car charging. I just have a quick visual here of an electric car. We had a meeting this last week with some interested business folks from the downtown area about the potential to install electric car charging stations in the downtown, maybe one, maybe two. And so that's something that we're certainly considering. I'd love to see something done before it gets too cold here this winter with electric car charging stations. You know, I can't get into all the impact of what that is, but one of the things that I know, well, two of the things that I know for sure, having people stop in our downtown for whatever reason and spend money is a good thing. And so we want to try and encourage that. And we do believe that electric car charging stations is a way that can happen. So as that discussion progresses, please watch for that. We think that we can get a couple of chargers maybe for free. We would have to pay for the install. And then we're looking for businesses that might want to host that or share in that or participate in that. I know I'll be having a discussion with the St. Peter Development Corporation here in about a week about that process too. So anyway, watch for that. I think that'll be something that's interesting for folks to see. And it's kind of an experiment. We'll see how it unfolds. I also want to mention food waste. I mention this just about every time now. We'd love for you to sign up on food waste. I'm going to give you an email address later that you can check that out on. But here are the things that are accepted in those food waste containers that you see at Jefferson Fields, and then one at our composting facility at the corner of Swift and St. Julian. People also ask me about the pavilion. In case you were wondering, the pavilion is going to be ready to go for Rock Bend Folk Festival. That's coming up here in just a little bit, in a couple of weeks. And so the pavilion, although not maybe 100%, we might have a bush or two that has to be planted, some cleanup has to be done, but it'll be ready to go for the Rock Bend Folk Festival, which I know people are really excited about. Here I'm stepping away from my camera. I forgot to mention this. The St. Peter Fire Department has its annual dance, and its solicitation went out about a week and a half ago. Did you know we have 36 firefighters on the St. Peter Fire Department currently, and they respond to anywhere from 60 to 75 calls for service every year. So as you're thinking about whether you want to go to the dance and have fun, or whether you're interested in making a donation to the fire department and the firefighters, this is one of the ways that we send out information, and they do this. The firefighters do this on their own and provide service in the country. So watch for this, and if you're so inclined, please feel free to stop at the dance, have some fun, or give them a donation, whatever you think is appropriate. I also want to mention Traverse Green Housing. The houses that we're putting basements in, fixing up the basements, a couple bedrooms and bathrooms are just about done. So watch for those. We're really excited to have that happen. We see a few more homes popping up all the time, a few more homes getting sold out there. So we're excited about that, to make and see that happen. Lastly, I want to mention, here's how you can get a hold of us. You can send us an email up there, or check out our website, or love us on Facebook. We'd love it if you like us on Facebook. Give us a call. Maybe you want to follow us on Twitter. Those are all really things. Or check out our YouTube channel. We put council meetings and school board meetings and special events. Oh, by the way, Candidates Forum is coming up here in October, so watch for that. We'll have that information on our YouTube channel. That forum that's sponsored by the League of Women Voters and the Chamber will also be on there. Running out of time. With that, I think I'm going to call it to a close. Thanks for clicking on State of the Cities. It's always great to have you click on us and watch this. We hope this is a great way for you to receive information. So again, thanks, and have a great rest of the week.